Tamal Krishna Goswami was very, very close to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada depended on him a lot from the very, very beginning. You see, if you look in the database, you'll see that from 1966, 67, he's already talking to him, talking about him. He joined in a very interesting way. I don't know if everyone knows how he joined, but he was living in a nudist colony, a place where people don't wear any clothes. And Prabhupada went to that place, so you can imagine how Prabhupada came to this place where all these hippies, men and women were there, and no one was wearing any clothes. And Prabhupada chanted there. And actually, there were 3 devotees that joined from there. Five, because Kavi Chandra Maharaj was also there with his wife, and Gaurhari was also there, and Tamal Krishna Goswami, and Vishnu Jana. So Tamal Krishna Goswami and Vishnu Jana, they joined first. And from the very beginning, they became, Vishnu Jana became a great preacher and singer, and Tamal Krishna Goswami became one of Prabhupada's chief whips for managing ISKCON. And Prabhupada depended on him a lot. And whenever there was any difficulty anywhere, he would send Tamal Krishna Goswami there to manage that place, to take care of that place for some time. And eventually Prabhupada sent him to India, and he was managing the construction and the purchase of land and different things in so many different places. He took sannyas at Govindaji Mandir, and he made a big impact. He made a big impact on the people at Govindaji. Prabhupada instructed us many times after that to go to Govindaji Mandir and learn from them how to take care of the deities. And they had become so friendly as a result of Tamal Krishna Goswami's involvement there and ultimately his sannyas initiation there, that they actually took us inside the deity house and showed us all the deity clothes and how they dressed the deities, and they tried to help Srila Prabhupada by training us up. And Tamal Krishna Goswami was very instrumental in establishing those relationships. He was known for being very frank, very to the point, no fluff, no beating around the bush. He would just cut to the chase. When there was something that needed to be said, he would say it. And he had a party of devotees that were on buses that traveled around and were doing preaching. And he manned those buses by taking brahmacharis out of other temples, which didn't make him too popular amongst the temple presidents, because he would take their best men. But he would train them nicely, and he was doing amazing book distribution, amazing preaching. I mentioned one story before about a devotee who actually for a while kind of ran away, but then came back and became very, very helpful to this day in Krishna consciousness. I remember we had, I think everybody knows, what's his name, the singer from Vrindavan who started the 24-hour kirtan. Ayendra, yes. So Ayendra, before Ayendra started his kirtan in Vrindavan, he was kind of a penniless person, and he got an inheritance from his father. I remember we came back from Vrindavan, he and I together, and he didn't even have shoes, he didn't have 10 cents. So he gave in the car with me when I was going back to New York. And with the money he got from his father, he bought a little traveling temple, and it would go in the streets of New York and have kirtan. And I was on that kirtan, and I had some students. And I remember Tamal Krishna Goswami coming over to me and saying, Laxmimoni, I think the girls, they're not chanting nicely. They don't like it anymore. They're getting bored. So you have to do many things with them, different things with them, because they don't like to sit here for a long time and chant Hare Krishna. So he was very observant and very astute in keeping things together, and Prabhupada really depended on him a lot. And then in the year that Maharaj left, we passed the accident on the road. We didn't really notice that it was him, but we passed the accident coming from Kolkata. He was going to Kolkata, and we passed the accident on the road. So when we got to Mayapur, everybody was running around, and we all arrived with a lot of us, there were 16 of us, and we arrived together. And the devotees there said, that Tamal Krishna Goswami had been in an accident. And then he came, they brought him there, and they put him lying in state on Radhamadava's altar, in front of Radhamadava, on the platform in front of Radhamadava. And all the devotees were paying their respects and offering flowers, and he was covered with flowers. And I took a bunch of those flowers. I took the flowers from his feet and from his head, and I sent them to a friend of mine, Ladini Shakti, her name is, and she was living in Dallas, and so I sent her those flowers from him, and those are the flowers that are in his Pushpasmani now. They use those flowers. So I was very fortunate to be able to be part of that, to be instrumental in that regard. Also, I had some experience, I forgot. Actually, I had some experience with Tamal Krishna Goswami in Delhi. In 1974, I came to India for the first time, and I was on a mission from Toronto Temple, and I was supposed to pick up some money to shop for the deities in Delhi. And somehow the money got stolen. It got stolen, and I never got any money in India. So we got stuck in Delhi, and we didn't know where to go. We didn't know what to do because we didn't have any money. And then we got a telegram. Tamal Krishna Goswami sent a telegram, Prabhupada is coming, get ready. But he didn't say when he was coming. He didn't give us a date. So I was asked to make a Vyasasan. There was no temple room in the Delhi temple at that time. It was a place called Anandaniketan. And the deities were in a bedroom, and the darshan was out on a veranda. And so we made a Vyasasan. It was this whole story how we made it, and it was very complicated. I didn't know anything. I didn't know any Hindi, and they didn't know any English, and it was crazy. So anyway, this Vyasasan came, and it was really wrong. The sizes were all strange, and the seat came out like an American football. It was wide in the middle and pointy at the ends, and it was a big fat thing. And what it was is there was a reading room. There was no temple room. So downstairs there were almirahs with books, and there was a reading room, and we put the Vyasasan in there. So then finally Tamal Krishna Goswami arrived, and he arrived with Srila Prabhupada. And so I was a very nervous person because this Vyasasan came out completely crazy, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was very young. I think I was 23. And so Prabhupada came, and he looked at the Vyasa. He just stood there, and he looked at it. And then he said to Tamal Krishna Goswami, who made this? And Tamal Krishna Goswami said, Laxmimoni. And I was sitting there, like ready to die. And then Prabhupada sat on the Vyasa, and when he sat on it, this cushion squished. So he sat on it, went, and it flattened out. And you could see that it was like Prabhupada was sitting in a bowl. You couldn't see his feet because he was inside the pillow. And he laughed, and then he said, thank you very much. And we were there together. So anyway, we were in Delhi for some time, and that was Nityananda's appearance day. So in 1974, Nityananda's appearance day. And I was Prabhupada's cook, even though I didn't have a clue how to cook. And I especially didn't know how to cook on a kerosene stove, because it was a push stove, So it was Nityananda's appearance day, and I went to Tamal Krishna Goswami, and I said, should I cook for Prabhupada? Because it's a fast day. Should I make breakfast? And he said, no, you don't make breakfast. It's a fast day, stupid. He said, don't make anything. So I didn't make anything. 9 o'clock, Prabhupada rang his bell. He called me to the room. He said, where's my breakfast? I said, well, they told me don't make breakfast. It's Nityananda's appearance day. So Prabhupada said, fruit and milk is also fasting. So then I had to make fruit and milk. And Tamal Krishna Goswami apologized to me for giving me misinformation. But anyway, it was nice. And I stopped there. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare.